Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Hi, Diana.
Good morning.
Oh, it's such a great day today. I woke up in a great mood.
Oh, good. Me too, actually. Yesterday was rough. Today feels much better. So the
Yeah.
retrograde has been really getting me. The 5 retrogrades have been really getting me.
I know. Yeah. Well, mine mess with electronics more than anything.
Yes, we had internet issues. I had to have the guy come again
Mhm.
yesterday. It's been just one thing after another. I'm not enjoying it. I'm like, okay, enough.
Yeah, we want to enjoy life,
That's right. Stop picking on me. That's what I keep on. Don't pick on me. I'm nice. There we are. I found us. We can
Oh,
actually.
I found this too.
Yay.
Volume off. All right. Oh, shoot. Facebook changed this thing. So now you have to go back out of it to share it. It's
Isn't that
crazy.
crazy? I
I
know they
know.
keep making it more difficult, so we can't share it
Yeah.
quickly anymore.
Hi, Deirdre. Hi, Sally De La Rosa.
Gotta
Thank
see what our.
you.
Oh, there's some people.
I
Hi,
see you
Sally.
guys, but I don't see you online yet.
Carol.
Let's
Hi, Carol Allen. Good morning.
see if I can get it to share.
Julie Kiss is here. We got a group, a nice little gathering.
And there's our Wendy.
Wendy. Good morning, Wendy. Who's got coffee? I do.
Cheers, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, my disappearing cup again. Disappearing me.
I've
Good
done that.
morning.
Do you ever do that where you're suddenly a floating head when you're live on a
Yeah.
show? Oh my gosh, what can I do?
Yeah, you just kind of disappear. Oh, Wendy, thank you for sharing to the group. I can't even get it to the share button right now. So you know what? I'm just going to focus on what we're doing.
Yeah, I shared it to my page. So it's gonna get.
I'm like, oh, I'll share it later. Oh, there it is. Maybe.
Wendy, do you see your butterflies? Good. There.
So she sees the mobile twirling away.
There it goes. Can you imagine being a little baby and having that over your face and you're like, that'd be like a trip. What is going on?
It would be mesmerizing. I would think it would like hypnotize the baby. It would hypnotize me.
If I had a ceiling fan over my bed, I would be awesome to just like lay and put it over the bed. Have to work on that. Yeah. I'll get Jim right on it. Jim.
There you go.
Figure this out, man.
A honeydew.
Add that to your list. We've just got a new project for you. Oh man.
Christine Leftwich is with us. She said she finally made it again. Oh, hi, Christine.
Good morning, Christine.
Yeah, Wendy said it will be a cross-eyed baby.
A very dizzy one, that's for sure.
For sure. So Diane, how are you doing today? You got a busy day today too, don't you?
I do. Well, it's kind of a spread out day, so it shouldn't be as busy. There's some time in the middle, which is always nice. It's like, okay, I've been really lighting at both ends. Like we've got all this stuff and it's been boom, 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 boom. So today right. I'm busy this morning and then forever after that tonight. And in between there's some break time. So I may go get some mountain air, really
there
just
you go.
Yeah, I need to get out there and I need to I don't always practice what I preach. Like we're like so busy and lately it's crazy busy and I haven't been taking the time for that nature. So I think my body has been really screaming for it. So I might go maybe Cade's Cove or something really cool.
It's yelling at you for some self-care.
That's right. Maybe a nap. We'll see about the nap. I can sleep tonight. I'm forever after that going, there's no brain is done, turned into a pumpkin. There's nothing there to work with. So I gotta.
Who's on with you tonight?
Steve.
I'm sorry?
Steve.
Steve is. Oh, yay.
Yes, this is the week where it's just going to be me and Steve. And I have no idea. And it's funny, as soon as I say that, it's like I get this joy inside of me. It's like, oh, okay, it's going to be fun. So I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. But
that's so awesome. And I just got chills. So yeah, he's ready. He says, what's his time thing? Let's go.
Let's do it. He's like, I'm here right now. Let's play.
Yeah.
We got 2 guests today for the price of 1.
That's right. Fun. Exactly.
Advertising the show tonight.
Yeah, this will be the practice run.
Right. Just go ahead. Do whatever you want. Just have a little fun with us. He's a goofball anyway. So You never know what he's going to show up with.
You never know. And Steve, you're very welcome to be on this morning show anytime.
Join us anytime you like.
Yeah.
He's got open invitation in my world.
Right.
He knows it. He makes himself known often.
I know.
Gabby, I see Gabby and Tony and Jordan and
Jordan
Mary.
Rosa. And Jordan, I saw a post. I think she's going to the Zenlightenment store today.
Nice.
So you get to go play, Jordan.
We got Carrie too.
Carrie's here?
Yeah, Carrie's here.
Yeah, I cannot.
Are you still not getting your Sherry?
I'm not seeing anybody who's on with us. I just saw 333 though.
I'm trying to catch them as they're coming in. They're coming in quickly. So I think I've named them all.
Yeah. So y'all, when you come in, just say something so I know you're here.
Now, I don't have all the different pages like you do. So all I've got.
We're only on 2 pages. We're on Enlightened World Network, and we're on How to Connect with Angels, which is Sherry Meyer's page.
Excellent. Nice.
Yes. And please help me to remember when we get to prayer time, Sherry's mother, we've been putting her in our letters of love and sending her lots of love. She's not doing well. And so we're holding a special prayer circle for her on Saturday, if anybody's interested in coming to that Saturday morning. And then Sherry's going to be going up there to be with her, and it's not looking well for her. Yeah. So let's please keep her in all of our prayers. Keep Sherry in our prayers. That's going to be really hard for her to lose her mother.
Yeah, it's always harder for the family. I'm sure.
Yeah.
How are you doing this morning? What are you up to today?
Well, I'm going to meet up with the girls before they fly out of Fort Lauderdale. So I'll be seeing them right after this. Get our last goodbye hugs for a while. My gosh, it has been such an amazing journey with them. And I was telling you before we came on the air, it felt like a dream when I woke up this morning, because I woke up alone and I'm like, did that really happen?
Where did my angels go? My Charlie's Angels partners, where did they go?
I know. Where's my God Squad?
God Squad, that's a great name for it. That's what we used to call when Caleb named us when we went to Boston with Paul. He named us Medium Squad. It was really funny. They would go, Medium Squad, and everybody would crack up laughing. It was a lot of fun. It's fun to have a little name for your group, isn't it?
Yeah. So I did that short video in the water or looking down into the water yesterday with all the fish. I don't know if you all saw that. And then right after that, Ruth went in. She went in snorkeling to see the fish up close and personal. Mm-hmm. As soon as she got out of the water, the big nurse shark came by. And nurse sharks are not dangerous at all. But it came up right to where we were, up to the wall, and it hung out with us until we left. It just stayed right there. It was so cool.
It's kind of watching over you. You never know.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Mm-hmm. Like cool. The angels sent it to say, okay, go let them see you so they can, leave now.
I love the water. I have a horrible fear of sharks. It's one of my things. I only have 2 things I think that I'm really afraid of in the world. And one of them is sharks and one of them is mice. And the mouse thing I can't quite figure out.
Oh my gosh,
I had a mouse situation at my house a couple days ago. They're tearing out one of the little cottages on the next block, and it's gotten these little field mice stirred up. And my cat is the huntingest cat I've ever seen. So I'm walking to the house and I look down, I'm like, wait, that's not a toy. It's dead. And she walked right over and she sat right down like, I did that, Mom. I did
right.
That.
Oh, yeah.
So the next morning, now you don't know my terror, okay? So I'm out here in the front. I'm in my room right here. And I walk in after my show and I'm like looking at it like she's after something. And I saw something going to the chair. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I close the door quick. Out here. I get on the phone with Jim. I'm like, Jim, I think there's a mouse. And I can't even go through the house because I'm terrified. It's so crazy. It's crazy to be so afraid. I go to walk out. She's picking it up and carrying it around and setting it down and bopping it and picking it up and carrying it around, setting it down and bopping it. It's like this little baby, little tiny field mouse.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's very cute, I swear. But she brought it over. She saw me. I closed the door quick because I saw her. I wait a few minutes. I go to open. I'm on the phone with Jim, mind you. Okay. And I think he's now deaf because I opened the door and she had brought it to me and she set it down right in front of the door and it came walking towards the door and I'm on the phone and I'm standing on the chair screaming and I had shut the door again and I was so afraid all day. The girls
Oh
found
my
it
gosh.
yesterday or the night before. They found it and they boxed it up for me in like in a little coffin because she did get it. She did kill it. We haven't seen anything else since. So I think
Wow.
whatever's going on in the neighborhood, it's calmed down. At least I'm hoping. But at least I got
Yeah.
my little lion. She's taking care of me. What is up with that?
I don't know. I used to have a mouser, a cat, and she would go out in the field and bring me all kinds of things back. I'm like, thank you very much.
She's like, look, I gave you this.
Yeah, it's a present that they bring to you.
Mm-hmm. She's
Crazy.
feeding us. She's taking care of us. She said, I killed this. You feed me. I feed you. Here's your
Yeah,
breakfast. Like, thank
exactly. Like,
you.
aren't you happy to see this?
She said, don't go ahead. Eat it. Oh goodness,
Oh
I'm
my
glad I got that cat. That's all I'm saying. She's
Oh, I
my
know.
girl.
She's so beautiful, and I know she brings you a lot of joy.
Yeah, yeah. She's. Do you know? Sometimes you just feel it. I saw her picture, and I was like, I connected with her energetically before we.
Yeah.
And she was the only female at the Humane Society when we went, and it was like, all we've got is this one. I'm like, yes, that's the one I want. And it was like ever since. Sometimes I think it's so incredible the way we. I didn't realize that when I was younger, the way we feel the energy, even at a distance with a
Oh,
cat.
yeah,
This animal is supposed to come home with me. So she feels
it
like home.
was. Mhm.
She's definitely my little spirit. Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
she's a big one.
Yeah, she keeps you young.
I don't know. Sometimes I think she makes me old, but she's letting the little doggy live now. She plays with the little doggy. She smacks it every now and then.
Yeah,
And if Jim comes over, because Jim is her person. So if Jim comes over and that dog comes over to get onto Jim, she gets mad. She's like,
right.
okay, I let you stay at my house. Don't touch my person. So she's a little bit feisty still, but she's dealing with it.
Yeah,
He mostly chases her around and treats her like a little toy. So it's okay. They're getting along. They've survived.
right. It's so cool to have animals. I always called them my kids. They were my
Yeah.
kids. They all
Yeah.
had personality,
So true.
and it just really made my life so happy to
Hmm.
have them around.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have her.
I hope that one of these days that you have the time and the energy to do the adopting like you've talked about at some point
Oh
when you're
yeah,
ready for
it's
a little
it's going
animal.
to happen.
You'll
Yeah,
know. It'll be like, okay, there it is. That's the one. I can't
yeah. I have to go to India first. I have a trip planned.
do that first. When are you going to India? That's very
Oh,
cool.
I don't know. They're chanting for me to come to India, so I'm like, well, I think it's going to happen because Carrie's also going, and she's like, we're going to manifest this.
Do it. Do it. Just get to going. You can manifest anything these days. Just draw it in.
I've always wanted to.
There's a beautiful energy when you talk about that. I can feel it from you. It's like,
Yeah,
ooh, you're gonna do this.
yeah,
Let's see.
absolutely.
Oh, Luann says she's afraid of mice too. Thank you, Luann. I'm not the only
Oh, and I
one.
thought Sally, for her, it's bats and slugs.
I love bats. I have a personal love for bats. I
Oh,
can't
that's right,
even.
with Batman.
Bats, and I've gone to bat shows and I've learned all about bats, and so I appreciate
Oh,
them so much. They're so good for our environment. If we didn't, they're like bees. If we didn't have them for pollinating and getting rid of our bugs, humanity wouldn't exist. And they're so endangered now with all of this.
yes,
Whatever that white nose stuff is,
right,
the
exactly.
fungus or whatever that they get. So they're so endangered, and we don't take good care of them because we're afraid of them. So that's my plug for little bats today.
Okay.
Sally, let's educate you. Educate me about the mice. I'll educate you about the bats.
And Carrie's talking about India. She says, I've already seen the photos I'll take.
Yes, she sees them. That's how you manifest. That's
That
perfect.
is how you manifest. You hold it in your mind and you talk about it like it's already happening.
Yeah, you can
It
see
shows
it.
up for you.
Uh-huh. We're so powerful.
So we're going
Okay.
to India, Carrie. Get ready. Get your bags packed. I'm not even unpacking my bag. I'm going to leave it packed.
Keep it ready by the door. It's time to go.
We have so many people coming in. Good
Good.
morning, everybody. Oh my gosh,
Angie,
y'all are
Luann.
sneaking in here.
I think I got most of them. Hope. I think I said most of them, but I do see Angie Taylor and I do see Luann now.
Angie just came in. Charles came in.
Oh, hi, Charles.
And Catherine Kovacs.
Lots of good people. I can't see. Hello, Deirdre. I just saw you too. You should know, Diana, the anchor light had me release my great fear of water. Thank you. Well, I'm
Oh,
so glad that
awesome.
that book did that for you. That's great. It's beautiful. That book is suddenly just taking on a life of its own, and I'm just like,
It
hand.
is. I love
You know
it.
that when it's sometimes it's like, you don't got to do anything anymore. Just leave it alone. Let
That's right.
it
Just
take.
leave it alone.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm loving to watch it. It's like my child. I'm like, God, it's
Hmm.
going. Go ahead, little book. You're doing.
That's right. Just grow and grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's
Becky
amazing.
just came in. Becky LaFave. Good morning, honey.
Yeah, I see. So
Yeah.
many people. Oh, see, Christina says bats are cool. You and me, girl.
Yeah. Well, Carol, her fear is snakes.
Snakes.
And
Yeah.
that's me. That's me. Yeah, don't give me a snake.
I'm okay with snakes if I see them. They're kind of like the mouse thing. If they slither too fast, it makes me freak out. But if they're slow
Hmm.
and easy, I'm okay. Just don't move fast around me.
No, not even slow and easy. My dog that I lost 7 years ago, she had a fascination with snakes, but then she had a fear of them also, which I'm glad that she did.
Yeah.
But she was kind of fearless, and she'd go up to anything, like I rule.
Hmm.
But snakes were a different thing, and I don't know if she like intuitively knew that it
Okay.
was danger or could be danger. So we had what they call a sidewinder. Do you know what that
Yeah,
is?
he
A
knows.
snake that moves like sideways.
Hmm.
She was fascinated with that snake, and she'd just stand and watch it like, what the hell are you doing? You know,
Where are your
don't
legs? How are
you
you
know how, yeah,
moving?
like, don't you know how to walk?
That's so.
It was the funniest thing to watch her. But
Mhm.
the snake was afraid of her, and she was kind of standoffish and afraid of the snake. And so she kind of just like was following it as it was doing its sidewinding thing. And she moved it all the way up to the porch, the back porch. And I'm like, oh, thank you very much. It would have gone on its way merrily, but you had to, move it up to the porch area.
Bring it closer. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dogs are fun that way. We used to have a collie when I was a kid. We had this female collie. She was very protective. And I grew up in Florida, down not too far. I was out in the middle of nowhere, and it was in the country. And we would get these both moccasins and rattlesnakes. And oftentimes I would hear the dog barking, and we'd go out and look, and she'd be standing there with a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
She would alert us that there's a rattlesnake. She wasn't
Right.
smart enough. But I think now, am I correct in this that dogs are not affected so much by the rattlesnake venom that people are?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Heard. So
Yeah. Maybe not as much as people, but they definitely,
are
if they
they?
get bit, it's this poison that goes into their body. Yeah.
Well, she didn't have any fear, and she never got hurt by him, but she's always flushing them out. She couldn't stop her. That's Florida. There's just stuff. There's
Hmm.
lots of snakes and the moccasins because we were out in the country and there was ponds everywhere, so there was a lot of water moccasins. Moccasins, I would come very close. And when we were kids, we didn't even think about it. We go swimming with who knows what. We swam with the gators and everything.
Yeah.
We just didn't
Yeah.
think kids
Yeah.
aren't afraid like they should be.
They're not. When you're young, you don't know that there's possibilities like that. It's just like, just living my life.
We had the one thing that was the scariest thing down there. They would close the beach every so often because of that little amoeba. Do you know what that is? With the
Oh,
little that
yes.
goes in the ear
Yeah.
and causes
Hmm.
encephalitis. So they would wait until somebody died from that, and then they would close the beach. So
Oh, my
literally, you
gosh.
waited until somebody got sick from it,
Yeah.
and it was usually a child. They're very very susceptible to it. It was an awful
Yeah.
thing, and you just like you don't. I mean, who would think it's like this virus now? Who would
Yeah.
think you can't see it? You can see at least see a gator. You know,
Right.
sometimes
Or the crocodile I just saw down in the Keys. I did not realize they had so many crocodiles down there.
That's even worse than the are they meaner than the gators? That's what I've
Yeah.
heard. Mhm.
Yeah. And this one was so big. I mean, I've seen some big gators. This was like twice the size of a gator. It was like huge. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't know if I want to go in that water.
I
Wendy
don't.
says, stay out of the water. Don't go in the water.
Wendy, good advice. I lived in South Carolina around Charleston for a while, and the kids would go. I couldn't go in the water. I can't do it. And we went when I went to California. Like you guys have a good time. I'm not going in the water. There's shakes. There's sharks.
There
There
are
were no
sharks.
gators, but there was definitely sharks. We went out on a. It's funny because the pictures are just coming out now. I think 2 years ago, exactly today, I went out on a whale watch, or maybe it was yesterday. that was incredible. I'm okay with going out there and seeing
Yeah.
the animals. I just don't want to be in the water with the animals. We had
Right.
a mama whale and a baby whale come, or right,
Yeah.
she brought the baby right, and the dolphins alongside. I'm like, that was incredible in the boat for me,
Yeah.
not in that water. Hi, Sharon Boyle. Hi,
Sharon,
Stacy.
Stacy's
Isabel. Yeah, we've got a.
Stacy wants to know what part of Florida are you from, Diana?
Well, I'm actually from upstate New York, but I grew up. I guess you could say I'm from. I grew up in a little town. Dade City is where I went to school, and the town that I actually lived in was called San Antonio, and it was this big. It was this big.
In
Every
Florida?
year it had a. I'm sorry.
In Florida?
Yeah, in Florida, and it had a rattlesnake festival. It was known for its rattlesnake
Oh my
festival. Every
God.
year, they would bring in the hunters would go out and they would catch all these rattlesnakes, and they had a huge grill, and they would grill them. And they had gopher turtle races. We would go out and catch our gopher turtles. Have you
Oh
seen that
yes, I've
before?
heard of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're. I think that the animal rights people got in on that and don't let them do it so much anymore. But we would hand paint a little number on our turtle, and we'd put them down,
Yeah.
and they would race. That's how we were entertained. It's not a very big place at
Wow.
all.
Isabel's with us this morning. Good morning, darling.
Hi, Isabel.
And Carrie says, I always respect animals, especially our bears.
Yes, and our bears too. Did you see my little guy the other day?
I saw your little guy.
I'm just walking. He's up against the tree, rubbing his back on the tree and flopping around. His belly's gotten big. He's a little fat boy, and he just sits there. Like you walk by, you'd think he was like a circus bear or something. He just kind of sits there, like, you know, hi. He
That
walked
is
right up
so
behind
cool.
Abby the other night. They were out at the park, and it was dark out, and he walked right up. Caroline's sitting there, and she's looking at Abby, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And the bear actually walked right up behind Abby and just kept right on walking, like, hi girls. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The little
Well,
deer, now the coyote that went up the road, that I was like watched.
oh yeah, that I would stay away from.
We're careful. We keep our distance from the bear. He doesn't always keep his
Yeah.
distance. He's kind of snuck up on her, but the coyote
Right.
don't want around at all. And they will eat your dogs. And so I'm like, really?
Yes, they will. And anything else that they
Your
can get their
cats.
hands on.
Mhm,
We had them in Arizona really bad. And
mhm.
there was one night I was coming home from a friend's house and there was a pack of them that was walking across the road. They were just like, I own this territory, so just stop for me.
Yeah, they don't. They do. Truly, we're in their space, but it's scary. I heard them going crazy one night. Caleb was still here, and the whole crowd, my whole crowd was here, and little bitty Rue, who's 3-legged and 5 pounds, was on a leash, and we heard a whole pack of them someplace close by. They were making that yipping crazy sound, and Boo went crazy. Rue, her name is Rue, I call her Boo. She just went crazy and started barking, and Caleb walked over to unhook her to take her in the house. I said, you need to take the dog in the house, and he went to do that, and when he did it, she took off running. He didn't grab her fast enough, and she took off and right in the direction. And I was like, she's a goner. Somehow he ran like the wind, and he got her way down. She'd gone all the way down chasing the car. She's
Wow.
she's not very smart. That's why she has 3 legs. Let's just say that. But I'm really careful with her because it wouldn't take much.
Yeah.
Anything could get her. What do we got going on?
Carol says, I love that you call him hombre.
Hombre. I keep trying to tell people that wasn't me. I don't know where that name came from. I'm really quite sure that Hombre just told me his name because he came walking through my backyard and I was like, oh, hi. He's like, Hombre. And I'm like, okay, Hombre. I really
That's so
didn't
cool.
come up with that name myself. It just kind of popped. He's very cute, little Hombre.
Isabel says, I seem to have a special connection with dogs. In general, they all love me. Maybe I was a dog.
Maybe.
You never know.
Have a very sweet nature, and so they resonate with you. Would be a good reason too.
Yeah, I was around a lot of dogs in the Keys. The house we stayed in, it belongs to one of Deb's friends. And there was a house guest that was already there when we got there, and she had a little dog. He was so cute. His name was Sid, and he looked like Sid from, what's the movie?
Oh, Ice Age?
Ice Age. He looked just like him.
So,
So there were animals. There was Sid, and there was the bearded dragon Buddha. And oh my God, I love Buddha.
yeah, they're such cool animals, aren't
Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
they? Mm-hmm.
And I love how he would like look at you, and if you moved, his head didn't move, but his eyes moved.
Hmm.
That is so cool. I'm like,
Ever been
wish I
around?
could do that.
Yeah, yeah, they're like always watching those little eyes. My
Yeah.
son's got one. My kids have always had. He works for Petco, so he's always got some. He's got birds and lizards and snakes, and I
Yeah.
think he just got a hognose snake. He's got pretty much all of it. But
Mhm.
um, I can't. Oh, when they were younger, they had one of these. You ever seen the hooded chameleons that move like this?
Yes, I
They got
love
the
those.
toes and they move really
Yeah.
slow. And then when it would see a bug, its tongue would go boom, and it would try to get to the. They're so interesting to watch. It's like being in a. Probably you felt it too. It's like being with a dinosaur, like a little mini dinosaur.
Yes, that kind of energy. Yeah. But it was so funny because the lady that was there, she feeds Buddha in the morning, and they eat like bugs.
Mhm.
So she had put this caterpillar out for him to eat. And I walk out on the porch, and the caterpillar was heading for the door. It's like, I'm
Like
out of here.
psychotic.
Yeah. So I'm going, Buddha, you're letting it get away. And he's just kind of sitting there. And I said, okay. I had to go out the door. I was going, all right, caterpillar, sorry, but I'm going to scoot you back over that way. So I put it back over by Buddha, and he just kind of looked at it like, oh, there it is.
Not
He
hungry
was in
right
no hurry. It was like a chase. It's like it's not moving yet. Wait till it moves.
now. They want to have a little fun with their food first.
They do. Yeah. I'm so glad we don't do that.
Well, there's probably people out there that would, but no, I don't. I tend to want it to be still and not breathing by the time I. Yeah.
And Carol says she loved the pictures and video of Buddha. Yeah, he had a lot of personality, and he loved us being there. And when I went to say goodbye to him, I could almost feel him say, "Don't go."
Oh, please stay. We have bonded. You're my new friend. So
Yeah, you
cute.
wonder what animals think, don't you? When you've been there just for a minute, and then all of a sudden you're not there anymore. It's
Mhm.
like, what happened to those people that were around?
Yeah. Do you know, I'm so amazed by Erin too, Erin Robertson, because she literally, I'll ask her, you ask her from the time she was little, she was like hearing these animals and the things she
Yeah.
said, I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. I would have never thought that they think like that. That's really interesting. I love to hear what she has to say. She's one of my
Yeah.
favorite people to talk to lately.
Yeah. Yeah, they're awesome.
Hmm.
I've talked to many of them, and it's amazing what they have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. They have a different perspective on things, a much broader way of looking at things than human
Mhm.
beings do.
Yeah, they're unlimited.
I can.
You
Yeah.
know, they don't have the walls around them like we do.
Right. They
Yeah.
don't see the differences. I was watching a video, maybe some of you have seen it, where this leopard had killed a monkey, some kind of chimpanzee, some kind of monkey out in the wild. I
Yeah.
don't know what it was, and that's probably the wrong terminology, but then realized that there was a little newborn baby. And so then it was like, oh my gosh, I've killed mama. I've got this baby. So it kept carrying the baby. It was like, like give me away. But the leopard kept picking it up and protecting it. Other leopards were trying to get to it, and it took care of it. And then it finally brought it to a place you could see where there was another mama monkey and with that had a baby, and that little monkey was working its way up, and she got it and she took care of it. So that leopard took care of it until it could get to some place that it could be cared for. So animals, and you see that a lot lately.
You
I don't know if
do.
we're just watching more or if we're just seeing more from the animals, that they're being more caring towards different,
Mhm.
species. I don't
I
know.
think that is awesome. Yeah, Isabel says unconditional love.
Mhm. Right,
Yeah,
because they're really only killing for survival. It's not like they're like, oh, you're different
right.
than me, I'm going to kill you. They're only doing it because they need
Mhm.
to eat. They don't mean harm. They have to.
Right.
They're just doing what they got to do. So I
Yeah.
love to see that kindness from them too.
Yes, I do
Animals with
too.
compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jean Lorio said good morning to us.
Good morning, Jean. Stacy, what she got saying there? I don't have my glasses on. I saw a sign at the neighborhood by me that said, "Beware of coyotes." I spelled it wrong. That's
Wow.
okay. And
In
she lives in
Orlando?
Orlando, so
That
yeah, that's
surprises me.
they're really moving in on people. That's their land is getting so diminished. We had that in Santa Claus too. That little bitty town of Santa Claus. They were coming into that little gated community, and they told us to be really careful. I love wildlife, but that's one animal that you really do want to be very careful of.
Yeah, definitely. I did not realize that coyotes were in Florida, Stacy. So thank you for sharing that.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's more here than I really know, but I think there's some wildcats. We have wild boars, and you have to be really careful with the wild. And they were a trans.
Yes, you do.
They weren't really here originally. Somebody brought that in, and that they're really doing a lot of damage to this area. They're not necessarily. That's what happens when something comes in that's not native. It comes in and starts, killing off other species or the plant life or whatever that's needed.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to get rid of them. They don't want them here so much.
Yeah. I remember we had wild boars in Kentucky, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was
They'll tear
growing
up
up.
your dogs. They're
Yeah.
yeah, they're very
Tear up anything.
they're mean. They're not just. I love pigs. Okay, don't give me. I really love pigs. I've got this weird obsession with pigs, but I have great respect for the wild boars because they are not a nice.
Yeah.
They're just like
What was the pig's name in Charlotte's Web?
Wilbur.
Wilbur. I loved Wilbur. That
Mm-hmm.
pig had so much personality.
I've always wanted a pet pig. I literally, it's so weird, but I've
Yeah.
always I could see myself right now. You see Jim come over and I've got a pig. He's like, wait a minute. I
Yeah.
can see it
My
now.
nephew does. My nephew is in Georgia, and they've turned their place into like a rescue place for animals, and they have all kinds of stuff. They have pigs and all kinds of chickens, and oh, we saw chickens. We went out to eat our last night in the Keys, and we're going to this restaurant, and we get out of the car, and there's a rooster and a hen standing there. We heard the rooster before we even got out of the car.
I love this.
And this rooster and hen just standing there looking at us. And I'm like, this is interesting.
Was it a place to eat chicken? Were they trying to,
No, they were just roaming. They were just roaming wild.
That's funny. They just out on a date.
Yeah, they were out on a date. They were taking their evening stroll.
She was taking her out on the town. That's what it was. That's really cute.
Oh, Carrie says we have cougars too.
Cougars,
We call them mountain lions. Oh my gosh, yes. Mountain lions are in Kentucky also, and you have to really be careful when you're climbing up there in the mountains.
Yeah,
And
we were
going
really
through some of those places. Yeah.
every so often in California, somebody does get attacked by one, and it's fairly often compared to other places. So you go out and you really make sure. I would, carry a big stick or a rock or something just in case, because I was just like,
yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
it's like a necessity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bears.
Hoppy is here.
Lauren Riley, is that who you said? I didn't.
Erica Hoppy.
Erica Hoppy, there she is. And then Lauren Riley is here. I see. She's down a little bit lower. Talking horse, Wilbur.
And Erica's asking you a question, Diana. She wants to know where you lived in upstate.
Upstate New York. Well, I'm actually from the Finger Lakes region, which is Hugo Lake is the specific place. So it's a little bit further south, but most recently I lived up in Rochester, right off of Lake Ontario, like a mile from Lake Ontario, which was super nice. I kind of miss that lake. It's the only thing about it that I really miss is the the parks and the lake right there, because it's really beautiful, but it's really cold. Can't deal with all that snow.
Yeah, I can't deal with that cold anymore. I grew up in it. I grew up in the hills in Kentucky, and
yeah, it's cold there.
That's a cold when you're in the mountain. Well, when you live in the mountains and it gets cold, it's cold.
It is, for sure. And Kentucky is weird. Kentucky to me is like, I remember when Jess and Mac were little, we lived there, and we got some pretty decent snow, and we got some ice storms, and it was really cold. And now it's like you have years where you barely get any. Maybe in the mountains you do, but you don't get near as much snow there as you used to. It's kind of strange. And they don't know how to handle it, which is good, because I've never seen a state that gets as much snow as they do, and they have no idea how to clear the roads. So it's good they don't get it very often. Everything cuts down. If they even hear that there's going to be a dusting, all the schools are done. They're like, we're closing. And in New York, you can have a blizzard. My kids were walking to the school bus with like trash cans blowing those great big rollers and just things flying everywhere. So I almost prefer it to just go ahead and close it down rather than in the. What else we got going?
Isabel says we have lots of iguanas and turtles. We have lots of iguanas here, and I love the iguanas myself.
People aren't they trying to get rid of those there though?
We're trying to get rid of them because there's so many, and they eat the plants. So they do are destructive with the environment, but I just love them. I wish I could relocate them instead of getting rid of them.
Yeah. Did
That
they
would make
start
my
there?
heart happier.
Yeah, me too. Were they like, because I mean, I used to work in pet stores and they sell them. Did they start as pets and people let them get loose and they started breeding, or were there ever any that were natural? That's what
I
I'm.
think there were some that were natural, but it's really the population of them has really exploded down here. And I
Yeah.
know there's some days I can walk outside my apartment and the whole strip beside of me, all the grass is lined with iguanas. There could be like 50 of them sitting
Wow.
there.
It's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
But I live right on a canal, so they swim across, from the other side of the canal and come up here to sun. They sit outside my apartment to get in the sun.
Maybe we just got to do a feeding program. Throw them all of our leftover greens or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. We got plenty of food. Oh, I'll share.
There needs to be an iguana sanctuary. Who wants to
Yeah,
volunteer?
I agree. I think there should be. Maybe I'll move to the Keys and create one.
Be cool. I don't know is if they're breeding that quickly, and there's probably no way to fix them. Like cats and dogs, you're probably
Yeah,
just stuck.
I know. I thought about that too. We had that same thought, Diana. I
Save
thought,
the iguanas.
can't you just stop them from having babies? That would be the real answer.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Something to investigate.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, Carrie says there are tons of portals in Kentucky. Love me some Edgar Casey. There you go.
Very
Oh
cool.
yeah. Yeah, I agree, Carrie.
The energy is incredible. I enjoyed Kentucky. I didn't enjoy the person that I was with, but I enjoyed. But I say that I would never have met Steve. That's where I met Steve. If I hadn't been in Kentucky, I would have, because we were living at the time um, of my divorce. We were living in Glasgow, Kentucky, which is near Bowling Green. You probably know that.
Right.
And then I met Steve, who was up in Owensboro, and I ended up moving up to Owensboro. So we stayed in Kentucky. We lived together there for about 4 years. So he was my Kentucky guy. He's from Indianapolis, but he and I met in Kentucky. So it holds a special place for me.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I love my Kentucky roots, but I've been away from there, gosh, 40 something years, like 46 years.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a long
So
time.
I'm a Floridian. That's what
Yeah,
I consider myself.
you're definitely a transplant, fully planted, fully rooted to Florida
Yep.
now. I
Yeah,
was,
it's like once I found the ocean, that was it for me.
mhm,
It's like I have to be by that water.
yeah,
But it's interesting because when I go out in the ocean, I get seasick, which I did on my vacation.
I bet.
But being by it and feeling the energy of it,
Yeah, it's
it's
incredible.
like my Zen spot. We all have that place that brings us that inner peace when we're just there. And as soon as I got in Florida, I knew I was home. It's like, this is home.
Hmm.
And
I
so
love
that's,
that.
yeah.
It's what once you find it, you just there's no use. You can finally. That's me. I've been looking for home. I feel like I've looked for home my whole life.
Yeah.
And with Steve, I was like, I wanted to move here. There's so many times where I was posting, please, let's just drop everything, sell everything, please, let's move to the mountains. I'd asked over and over and over and over again, and I've worked around it so many times. And finally, it's like this time, no, this is it. Like I finally came home. I knew this is where I wanted to be, and I'm just like, this is it for me. Now I love the ocean. I spent a lot of time. I miss walking on the beaches of California. I lived in Charleston area and I love the beaches there, but I can visit them. They're not that far away, but these mountains are where my heart is. So it's good to feel home, isn't it, when you finally get
It
home?
really is. Yeah, it's a peace,
Hmm.
when you found home and you're like, yeah, this is where I belong.
One thing in me just goes clunk. The second I cross into the national park from Cherokee, like coming up from the south, and I come through Cherokee, and you see that welcome to the Smoky Mountain National Park, my heart just goes plunk. Like it's like,
Yeah,
okay, thank you. You can root right here now. Thank you. It's
right.
almost it's a physical thing. Like my roots just settled, and I can't even describe it. So
Yeah. But
glad.
it's weird because even though I know this is where I belong, this is home for me, I still sometimes have that gypsy soul.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want to go. I want to get in my car and just go wherever I go. And I may do that at some point. Who knows?
Road trip, road trip.
But I've been all over too. I've been across the country and back, and I love every bit of it. Everything that I saw, it's just amazing. Every place has its own personality.
Mm-hmm.
But then I come back home, you know, to where I
Yeah, see,
belong.
I can go as long as I've got a home base. That's what I feel this next year is more than likely once things start to clear up. I really want to travel. I want to go meet these people. I really feel like it's time for us to be meeting face to face,
Yeah,
to work together in the same physical space.
there's
But
nothing like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what Ruth and Deb and I found the first time that we met each other in person. Yeah, we had gotten so close just virtually and talking on the phone all the time, and creating things together with Enlightened World. And the first time we met, it was like, oh my God, like we'd never been separated ever.
yeah,
And
that's
then
so
spending this week together, I just didn't last night when they were dropping me off at my house. I'm like, I don't want you to go. You're going without me. I don't want you to go.
You'll just start planning your next one. Next time, you guys will
Well,
be just
hopefully September. We're working on getting out to Sedona in September, so that may be the next one.
yeah, and it'll come up really fast. It's
Yeah.
not, time is just like so fluid these days. It's like,
I
oh, we're here right now, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm in Sedona. Remember when I was talking about being in Sedona, and you close your
Right.
eyes and you open them, and you're like, oh, here we are.
Here we are. You manifested. And I'm going up next month to see Sally and Tony,
That'll
and
be
I
a
get to
good one
see
too.
the enlightenment. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm going to be doing some training up there, so I'm so excited.
Good that you're going at this time of the year.
Yeah, I know, right? I couldn't handle it. It was cold up there. So,
I've gone up to see Jess is in Chicago, and I've gone up in the warm weather. Actually, just last year on the 4th of July week, I went, and it was a blast. I went in the wintertime, and I was like, I'm just not leaving. Like I'm staying inside, turn up the heat, because you go outside and it's so bitterly cold that it comes off that lake effect wind, the windy city, and it's like literally feels like it's just blowing right through. It's
mhm.
horrible, horrible cold. I don't know why she doesn't move down here. I'm begging her, please move. She's talking about it in a year. We might get her down. Let's see. She
Yeah,
likes to
Stacy says she's going to hitch a ride with me. That's on her bucket list. Well, Stacy, come on, girl. It's the middle of August. You have nothing better to do,
Mhm.
so just come be with me.
Is it on her bucket list for that, or is she talking Sedona? Because Sedona is always
Oh,
like
oh,
I
oh,
went
to
last year.
Sedona. Yeah, Sedona
Yeah.
has always been on my bucket list.
Mhm. I went a couple of years ago, but I didn't get to spend just enough time. Like I didn't really get into all that. That's such a funky place. Like there's so many neat things, and the
Yeah,
energy is so interesting. The people are so different. You literally feel like you've stepped onto a different planet in a lot of
right.
ways. It's like, whoa! But I like it. I like that everybody's just being
Yeah,
who they are. There's so
yeah,
many interesting places to eat and so much
there
healthy
are.
food. It's
Yeah,
I miss that here.
I lived in Phoenix for, oh my gosh, Lauren Riley lives in Phoenix. I lived in Phoenix for 3 years, and we would go up into the mountains exploring, but we didn't go into Sedona. We went on the mountains on the other side, and
Flagstaff.
they're
That we love.
beautiful, beautiful up there.
Mhm.
I remember one time we were driving up the mountain, and it was really steep, and all of a sudden I look out the window and this hawk just came rising up from the ravine. It just like rose up right beside us. I'm like, well, hello.
That's so cool.
Like, I'm going to check out what this is that's moving on my mountain.
Uh-huh. That's very cool. I love to see hawks like that. There's the one thing that I really love too about Sedona is you're down here and it was super hot and red and really dry. My body was like, I don't know, because you're a water baby too. The
Yeah.
body response, it's like I love it here, and yet I'm really uncomfortable here. My body just doesn't like it. So we drove up out and we started to head up towards Flagstaff, and about just a little bit out of town, we went down, we stopped and we went down in and put our feet in the water, and then I was like, okay, I can do this now. There's water. It's all right.
Yeah,
But Flagstaff
exactly.
is gorgeous. So like when you're in Sedona, if you need that change in those trees and that water again, it's an hour. You just drive straight up. So it's beautiful. It's an incredible place. Who
Yeah.
else?
Stacy's leaving us. She has to take her truck back to the shop again. Stacy, tell them to get it right this time.
Well, it's retrograde Mercury.
I
Forget
know.
it. Like don't even try to get it fixed right now.
Well, they had it long enough. They should have had it right when she picked it up, but
They didn't.
got to go back.
Make them do it.
Yep.
Goes to learner.
Absolutely. And start putting your prayer request in because, oh my gosh, this went fast.
I know it. It's time.
Like we just started talking and then all of a sudden it's like, what?
We gotta have 2 hours next time. Carol Ellen likes New Mexico. I love New Mexico too. I do. And I love like Carlsbad Caverns was incredible to go to. That's magical. If you've never been to that, I know you've been to Mammoth Cave.
Oh, yes. I have been to those caverns. They're awesome.
I do love that. Trying to see what they got here. So we haven't been very attentive to our crowd today. I'm sorry. Lauren lived in Baltimore all her life and now she's in Phoenix. That is a big change right there. You got tired of all that cold.
Yeah.
Me too. Oh, Stacy says she'd love to meet Sally and Tony too. Me too. I'm gonna have to up there.
I can't wait to get up there to see them. Sharon Boyle is asking prayers for Tony De La Rosa.
Always, yes.
So I know there was some testing going on yesterday. So let us know, Sally and Tony, what's going on so we can lift you up in prayer.
It's difficult. It's just I know someone that's got Crohn's and it's such a challenge to be, it's just a daily thing. And the medications that they use are sometimes, to me, the medications hold a lot more risk than even, I don't know, it's such a tricky thing. So definitely thinking of you, Tony.
Yeah. And let's remember Ruth Bradford also.
World peace. Deirdre says world peace.
Oh, world peace, of course. Thank you, Deirdre. Yes, Sherry's mom. Thank you for that reminder, Deirdre, for Sylvia Willoughby. She's 93, and what a delight. I don't know if you all followed any of her journey, but she started painting, I don't know how many years ago, and nobody in the family knew that she had all of these paintings that she had done. So after Sherry was relocating her from Florida up to New Hampshire, they found all her paintings, and Sylvia had told her that it was on her bucket list to show her paintings, to do a gallery. So Sherry did that for her. She did a showing of all her paintings, and they're amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, she's a beautiful lady.
That's great. Yeah. I haven't seen. I need to go in and look because I think I've looked at some of those paintings, but I'd love to go in and take another look now that we're talking about it.
Yeah,
and Ruth Bradford for sure on the list.
For sure. And if any of you get a chance in the group, Angelic River Family, her address is in there under Letters of Love. Just send her a note. We don't know how much longer we'll have our Sylvia, so let's make her last days here pleasant with just knowing that she's being thought about.
I need to put that on my list today to send her maybe a card or something. I've got some. Yeah. And Carol Allen needs healing for her right eye.
Absolutely. I know all about eye problems, so I can relate to you there, girl, and send some compassion your way.
For sure. What is this? Today, pray for my daughter.
Inez.
Isabel. Is that Inez? I'm glad that you can see because I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like, I see.
Yeah.
Looking for a place to live in Gainesville. Okay. Moving in a month. That's a stressful thing right there, and especially if you don't know where you're going. That's a lot of stress. So.
Yeah, so she's going to be in Gainesville to help her and to support her. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, moving is tough. Catherine just went through that. It's not easy to do it.
It's like childbirth. And then we forget how difficult it is when we do it again. I've told Jim I'm never leaving. I don't care. You're going to drag me out of here kicking and screaming or first, but I'm not leaving this little house.
Right.
Go around me, do whatever you want, but don't take me from this place. I don't want to move anymore.
Every year when my lease is up here, I'm like, okay, Angels, am I supposed to be here still? Am I going somewhere? So it'll be up in September. So I've got that in front of me and like, all right, I've got to start thinking now.
Time. You don't want it to sneak up on you. Make your decision.
Yeah. Well, usually I go through this every year And I'm like, all right, I'm not getting any answers. I guess I'm just going to stay, right?
They're like, well, what do you want? Like, what do you want? That's what I get
No,
from them.
right?
Like, we're not giving you the answer. You're supposed to be giving us the answer. You're like, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, I guess I better take responsibility for that, shouldn't I? But I'd much rather somebody just told me. Sometimes I'm like, can I just sit
No.
here and you just tell me where to be? I'll just kind of relax and take it easy.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing is you just like take one step. Like, what do you want? Take one little step. And then they like, okay, you know.
I know. Yeah, they kind of wait for you, but they know me. It's like, I need a sign. Put it right in front of my face.
Yeah. Or are you thinking about, you're never leaving? Are you leaving thinking that Florida, or are you just thinking about another place in Florida?
Oh, it has to be Florida.
What?
Let me change that. It has to be water. So someplace either along the edge of the country on this side or the other side. But I don't really feel drawn to California.
No.
So I'm thinking it's going
California
to
has a
be
lot of problems.
Yeah,
It's beautiful to visit, and there's
it is.
high population.
Yeah.
I do miss the healthy food options. There was a lot more healthy places to eat and to get food in here. It's like I've got to drive all the way to Knoxville to get to like Trader Joe's or anything. So
Yeah.
they don't know here. They don't know what healthy food is hardly at all.
No, they don't. It's country. They have country food.
Yeah, there's places we have Old Reds here. It's Blake Shelton's restaurant, and it's like everything deep fried is everything. The vegetables are deep fried. Everything is deep fried. So I can't even walk in the place. It hurts my stomach just to smell the food.
Yeah. But that's what they know. That's tradition.
Yeah.
It has been forever. And I grew up like that. Everything was deep fried.
Yeah. It's sad though.
You fry your taters, you fry your okra, you fry everything.
I keep thinking I want to open a shop here in town that's got like healthy teas, healthy sandwiches, healthy, and then do sessions, make it a little healing center, maybe have some crystals and some, like create something, a real live storefront with things like that. And then I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it would make it, and maybe people would look at it like, what's that stuff? Like, I don't know fit here. Now, Asheville, we could get away with it. Knoxville is starting to be more progressive too, where they're getting more into like metaphysical type practices.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear.
It's not a lot here.
Yeah.
But it's right.
Carrie's asking, how about Sanibel? If I had an island, I would just live on the island.
That'd be perfect.
It would be.
Nice. Start manifesting that. We'll all come visit. Get
Yeah.
your island down there.
Yeah, there's some cool ones, except I think there's probably crocodiles in those islands.
There's crocodiles, and when the storms hit, it's ridiculous. You can lose everything. So I don't know that I would want to live with that fear of one hurricane wiping out my entire world.
Yeah, it's tough going through that, but we deal with it.
Yeah.
Carrie says she's having some wicked, weird joint pain. Say a little word, please. Also, don't forget your moon water. Yeah, we've got the full moon coming up.
Nice.
And we are doing a full moon circle on Sunday with Enlightened World Network at 11 o'clock Sunday morning. If anybody wants to come in there.
It's already cool.
Yeah.
I never pay attention until all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, oh, hello, moon.
I know. Yeah, it's been gorgeous the last few nights, and it's not even full yet.
Yeah, we've been getting it here too. I love the moon over the mountains.
Jean says prayers for all the angelic river family so we can all be well and strong during this time. Thank you, Jean. Yes, absolutely. And let's remember Prachir and Prachetta, they're not with us this morning. I think they're probably on their way to Prachir's house. They're released from quarantine, and so that's where they're headed now. And they'll have a much stronger internet and ability to be with us. And Prachetta is going to be with us on the 5th.
I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. I can't wait.
Souls. Yeah, it'd be so nice to see their faces, hear voices. I love that when different people, everybody's used to seeing us, but I love it when people that haven't been here, when you pull them in and it's like, oh, there you are. I love to get to meet people that way. It's really cool. Yeah,
it's awesome. And I'm ready for some of you to volunteer to come on here in the morning. I'm going to call you out, Jean Loriot, Carol Allen, Carrie, I want you back. Isabel.
Coffee with friends, guys. It's easy. You just sit here and just
yeah, that's it. It's so easy. So let's go into our prayer time because I see we're into it already. And if all of you would lift me up today, because it's hard saying goodbye when you've been with somebody like Ruth, Deb, and I have been together, 24/7.
Yeah.
And now they're going to leave me.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember my heart. I know there's going to be tears. So I'm like, okay, I can't cry too much. I got an interview after this.
Hold it together. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And one of Deb's friends says, okay, so don't say that word. Don't say goodbye. Just say until next time.
What Steve says is, see you later, alligator.
See you later, alligator. Like that.
You lose them in life. They're still just around the corner, and it's always just like that. And you see them again.
Yeah.
So it'll be okay. But we're still lifting you up because I know how hard goodbyes are. I don't like them. I'd rather just avoid them altogether. Just like
exactly.
Speak out quietly, so I don't have to say goodbye.
Yeah, I'll just close my eyes and you go.
Right. What Mac used to do real quick when Mac was a baby, when I'd leave him at daycare, he would hold his hands up like that. I would kiss his hands right here, and he would and then he would hold that. It was like his way.
Oh, how sweet!
Find a way to do that, like with your friends, like hold on to a piece of you. Yeah,
we have one picture of us in the water down in the Keys, and Deb had swam over to where Ruth was, and I was still back by the boat. So Ed took a picture of us from the boat, and they both have their hands together, and my hand is reaching out to them. And that is one of my favorite pictures from that time down there. It's like you can see us all three, all of our energy, but the hands are what's bringing the energy to each other.
Very cool.
It's so
I hope
cool.
you post those pictures.
Oh yeah, we took many pictures. I'm really happy that we captured some of those moments down there.
Very sweet. Good times.
Okay, so let's do our prayers and lift up everyone that has shared what's on their heart. Diana, do you have anyone that you'd like to put in the circle today?
Just a boy. I'd still like to hold up Michael.
Okay, awesome. Certainly will. And for strength for you and I through this busy day that we've got ahead of us. I know there's lots going on.
Tonight. Some brain power. I'm just going to let Steve take the show, you guys, tonight. He's got it. I'll just sit beside him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be beautiful. I'll be there. I want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
All right. So deep breath in, into the heart. And then relax out anything that's just getting in your way of being you. Anything that's maybe a thought, that's something unpleasant, like a pain or emotion. Just let that drift away from you. Bring in the love. Just pull that love right into your heart. Just had a vision of that movie where the moon gets lassoed and just brought right close. So let's bring that love that way. Lasso the love and bring it into your heart. Let it just sit there. Feels good and yummy. And then relax out anything that's unlike that love, anything that's unlike the warmth and the caring and the light that you feel when you go into God's love. And then one more breath in like that, pulling in the energy all together. And let it fill your whole body. Feel it happening from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Your body's being filled up with warmth. And that warmth is coming straight from our source, from God the Creator. And then relax out that energy. And now as you're feeling that warmth and you start to bring your breath back to just a normal rhythm, just envision that this warmth that's inside of you is starting to come to the outside, and see yourself cocooned in all of that beautiful love energy all around you. See it wrapping you up like a mummy with this love. It's just really circling all around you. Every chakra is being filled with love. And as that happens, you start feeling the opening. So the crown chakra starts to expand out more to receive in more of the love and light coming from source and from your higher self. And then it goes to the third eye. And see that expanding out with love. Going down to your throat chakra. Let it clear anything there, any words you're holding back, anything that needs to be expressed. Just let it come forward as the energy expands with all of God's love, helping you to open up and be in alignment with who you are, being your authentic self and speaking your truth. And now bring that love into your heart space. See the green chakra opening, allowing love in. I feel some clearing there, still some clearing in the throat, but this heart area, breaking down any barriers to love, allowing and accepting everyone just as they are, seeing everyone as equal. There's no separation. We are all one. And as we feel that oneness, it expands us even more in that heart chakra. You are so worthy of love. Let the love flow into you and flow out of you. And then going to the solar plexus, feel your worthiness there as that love expands your energy outward. You are enough. You are wonderful and beautiful and perfectly made. Let your energy expand in that solar plexus to clear away any doubts, any insecurities, any fear. Just let it be released. And going to the sacral chakra, see that orange energy open up. Feel your creativity start to flow. Start to imagine. What is it that you want? You can create it with your imagination. Envision all those things that are out there that you would like to see happen or you would like to partake in. Just see it happening, feel it happening. And then going down to the root chakra, our place of safety and security, our survival zone, everything that it takes to survive in this human body. Just let it open up with love. Standing firm, standing tall, feeling it all the way down to the bottom of your feet, that you are strong. You have a strong, firm foundation. And now feel that love grounding you and rooting you into earth, helping you to be balanced and centered, to go about your day. And in that place of holding all that love inside and seeing it surrounding you on the outside, let's give some of that love to these prayer requests that have been brought forth. Anyone that expressed a request, anyone that's holding it inside in your heart, that there's something maybe you're in need of, or somebody that's close to you needs that love, that healing energy. Let's pour it all right now into these prayer requests, covering it all with God's light and God's love. And ask that it be taken, looked at individually, that each person will feel that touch from the divine. We ask our angels to help us remove our attachment to the outcome, whatever is for the best and highest good of all these requests is now in the hands of God. And we give gratitude. Thank you, God, for your light. Thank you for this warm energy that came through us today, this energy of love. Thank you for these lives that we have to live and experience all of our human emotions, our human lessons that we're here to learn. Thank you for each part of us that's growing constantly. Help us to see each other as you see us. Help us to see our world at peace. Help us to see each other feeling compassion and empathy instead of the hatred and the separation. Let's bring our world together and envision it that way and create it that way. And for all the animals that live on Mother Gaia's back, let's send them extra love right now. To our plants, our trees, our waterways, sending love, the healing energy. And then let's send that love to each other. Those of us that are gathered here together, our little family, our angelic river family. So much love happens here every morning. And let's start giving it to each other right now. So holding one person, and Diana, I'm going to look at you. Whoever you all want to hold in your heart and hold close by, just look at them. Either hold their face in your mind or their name and just say out loud, I love you. And what we give out, we get back. So the love that came out comes right back into our hearts. And let's just breathe that in for a moment and hold on to it. And then let's shout it out to each other. And Diana, I'm going to give this to you to take us away with that.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. I love you. I love those words. Yay. You all are amazing. You're beautiful. And I love that you come in the morning and make my day. Thank you so much for doing that. Wow, what a beautiful group. So we have a big day ahead. Diana, you're on at 9:30, coming to the playground. Just before you is Mira Rubin at 9 o'clock with the Core Connection. Later today, I know we have a meditation day at Enlightened World. I apologize, I don't know the time that's happening. At 5 o'clock, I'm on with the Broader Edge. With Mira Rubin, Liz Williams, Sheila Cash, and myself, and we're going to hold a really good discussion today. So I hope you all can tune in to some of that. And then later on, it's 7 o'clock, right, Diana?
Yes.
That you'll be on 7 o'clock with
Forever After That.
Forever After That. And I believe just before you at 6 o'clock is Michelle Landers. So we have a full slate today. And don't forget, 9 o'clock every night right now, we're chanting. Karen Palmer and I are chanting for change. There is so much for you to choose from today. It's an amazing, amazing lineup on Thursdays. So thank you for being here. I love you all so much. Have a blessed rest of your day and come join us for some of this yummy stuff that's going on.
So happy to have all you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great to wake up to all of you today. Thank you, Teri.
It really is. And I believe tomorrow is Claire Louise Day. I'm pretty sure that's who's going to come on to co-host with me in the morning.
Beautiful. It'll be good to see you, Claire.
So I love you all so much. Take that love that you just got from all of us, take it with you throughout your day. Hold it in your heart. Share it with whoever you want to share it with. Anybody that comes across, just say, I love you. Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is. It can be a perfect stranger. You might get a look.
It's fun to watch their reaction when you send out a little love message to them and they're like,
yeah, it really is.
It's fun.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm out of here. I love
Bye-bye.
you. Bye, Diana. Thank
Hey,
you so
y'all.
much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for being
Terry.
with me today, Diana. I really enjoy having you on here.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it myself. It's been a very fun time.
It
Take care,
has.
Terry. We'll see you
Bye,
soon.
everybody.
Bye-bye, guys. Namaste.
Later, Gators.
Later, Gators. Bye-bye.